What's up, everybody? What's going on? Back here at the Fryar place where the conversations are fire. I'm Irving Fryar, and I'm the host with the most, the cat with the hat. Got my cute sci-fi hat on today. Yes, because my guest is a brother of mine in several different ways. But before we get to him, y'all come on in the room. We have a great show in line for you today. Y'all come on in the room. Let me knock this down so you can see me a little bit better. All right, there I is. Who do we have in the room? There's 4 of you. Listen, I see 4 of you on already, but you have not introduced yourself. Please announce yourself so I know who you are. David Hunt, I know if you're watching right now, I meant to contact you today. I'm going to contact you. It's just been, it's the holiday season. And during the holiday season, you try to do so much. I think we try to do too much during the holiday season. We've really turned Easter and Christmas and these holiday seasons into a big fiasco. And it's more about, what we can get in presents and things like that than it is our appreciation for the moment, our appreciation for the actual holiday. Thanksgiving is a time we're supposed to be thankful for everything we have in our lives, everything that has happened in our lives, in spite of the bad things, in spite of the things that we don't like. We're alive. We're moving. We have purpose. We have people around us who love us. We're supposed to be thankful. Christmas is about the birth of Christ, not about giving presents to everybody. As a matter of fact, if it were your birthday, who's supposed to get the presents on your birthday? You're supposed to get the presents on your birthday, right? So it's Christ's birthday. Why are we giving presents to everybody else? We should be giving presents to Christ. Hello. All right. I'm going to leave y'all alone when it comes to that. I bother my people at the church with that as well. Hey, Mom, listen, Mom, why are you, my mother's watching right now, y'all, and she's online. She's live. Mom, why are you watching right? You should be laying down. You're not feeling well. You should be laying down resting. Vinny, what's going on? Richard, I see you, bro. God bless you. Richard said, all I can say, these high prices killing my pockets. Yes, sir. It's too much tension for me. I can't deal with all this tension in terms of buying gifts and all wrapping gifts. My wife makes me wrap the gifts. I hate wrapping gifts. I can't wrap gifts very well. I'm not very good at that. And it's just so frustrating. I do it because she likes opening the gifts. But man, I'm terrible at it. I am terrible. Anybody else terrible at wrapping gifts? I know women do a good job of it, but me, I suck. I'm terrible at wrapping gifts. Y'all come on in the room. Listen, Richard, yep. Auntie, get well, Auntie Eileen. Richard said, yeah, Mama, you need to feel better. Make sure you take care of yourself. The rest of y'all come on in the room. I see 10, 15 people now. Please announce yourselves. I am going to you're going to take a nap, Mom? Don't take a nap. Well, if you're watching the show now, watch the show. Don't fall asleep on me. People will think the show is boring. Y'all come on in the room. Listen, I didn't get any emails from anybody last week about, 2 weeks ago when we had this contest and I asked you for information about statistics regarding Amon Green, and some of you gave the answers, and I was saying it was wrong, but I don't know if you were wrong or right. I'll just know my answer was wrong. So I offered everybody who gave answers a T-shirt, a Fryar Place T-shirt from Press and Sew. And nobody responded. I didn't get any emails, so I'm going to move forward with that. That's the end of that. I'm going to move forward with that and send Hope the 2 T-shirts that I owe her, and I'll send you, Richard, the 2 T-shirts that I owe you. I think you emailed me and let me know what you needed. Mayman Bay, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. He said, feel better, Mom Fryar. That's one of our frat brothers, another frat brother, Mayman Bay. Good to see you, bro. Listen, don't forget, we're on iHeartRadio. There it is. My Stream Deck wasn't working very well earlier. Everything was freezing. You know, Apple did an update. Anytime they do an update, it messes up everything. Just messes up everything. But anyway, until it gets caught up. But we're on iHeartRadio, the Fryar Place. Download the iHeartRadio app. Yes, you can. Open it up and search for the Fryar Place. That's Fryar. And you can listen to us every episode on iHeartRadio. We have merch here at the Fryar Place. You go to Press and Sew. I got a yellow sweater on, a gold sweater on, so that you can't quite see that very well. Let me move it up. Maybe I can move it up. Let me see. Nope, can't move it up. I'll do that later. Anyway, go to Press and Sew, PRSS, the letter N, SOW.com/TFP. That's the Fryar Place. Go to Press and Sew. .com/the Fryar Place. You'll see we have T-shirts, hats, hoodies, sweatshirts. Pick what you want. When you buy it, listen, the proceeds go. I don't get any of it. I have it set up that way. The proceeds go to charity, and we thank you so much. We have a new sponsor. All right? We have a new sponsor. I'm going to run this commercial, and we'll be back after the commercial. My name is Irving Fryar, and I am a former NFL wide receiver. I played in the NFL as a wide receiver for 17 years. I was the first overall draft pick in 1984 with the New England Patriots. Played 9 years there, and then 3 years with the Miami Dolphins, 3 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. My last 2 years, I played with the Washington Redskins, what were then the Washington Redskins. You know, when I first saw the core push-up bar, my first thought was that it was a little bit different. You know, it looked different. It was shaped different from anything that I had exercised or worked out with before. But once I got a chance to understand how to use the core push-up bar, it really, really is something that has made a big difference in my life. I've obviously, being in the NFL for 17 years, I've been in some phenomenal weight rooms. I've had some phenomenal trainers. And I've been able to take care of my body. I had to take care of my body as an NFL player. And now that I'm a little bit older after retirement, you know, I'm really looking to get a full body workout when I do work out. I don't want to get in the gym and do bench presses and do a bunch of squats with weight on my back or do all of the things that I was doing when I was actually playing and when I was younger. But now it's important for me to get a full body workout. And the core push-up bar does that. When you look at it, you may not think so, but there are a lot of different exercises that you can benefit from with the bar. Not just push-ups. I mean, you can angle your push-ups, but you can do squats, you can do lunges, you can do burpees with the core push-up bar. You can actually use the bar and do presses over your head. You can do presses in the front. There are a lot of different exercises. You can do twists with the bar in your hand, and there's a full body exercise that's available to you. And listen, it's 100% beneficial. I'm older now. I don't need to be in the gym spending 2 hours lifting heavy weights, but man, this core push-up bar is the answer to my prayer. The bar can also be used with bands to create more resistance. Again, whether you're doing squats, whether you're doing lunges, whether you're doing overhead presses, the bands actually take it to a whole nother level because it adds more resistance. Fit in 15 minutes, that's all it takes. I'm a busy man now. I'm a pastor. I have a community development corporation. I'm married. I have kids. I got this. I got that. As a lot of us do, we have busy days, and some of us just really don't have a lot of time to put in the workout. We don't have time to go to the gym. We don't have time to spend an hour in the gym. We don't have time. In 15 minutes, that's all it takes. 15 minutes with this core push-up bar, and I'm fit. This didn't happen by accident. This takes work. The core bar is the answer. I like that commercial. Yep. Here it is. Go to corechampion.com, corechampion.com, and purchase your core push-up bar. My goodness, you see, it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So go to corechampion.com. When you buy your bar, make sure you put in the code Irving. Irving is your code to get your discount. IRVING. Corechampion.com. And get your core champion push-up bar. All right. That's enough of the paying for the sponsors. All right. Getting the sponsors their time on air. I want to bring my guest in right now, y'all. Here he is right here, Jahri Evans. Y'all, he is not only is my frat brother, but he is also a fraternal brother. Don't start. He is a fraternity brother from the NFL, and all 5-time All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler. Yeah. Super Bowl winner. It was 44, wasn't it? Super Bowl 44?
Yep.
Yeah, Super Bowl. 44. They had it. Look, you caused me to. I was looking at your stats, and this is funny because I wasn't sure what the L is. The L is 50, but when they put the X before the L, it's like putting the 1 before the V. You got to subtract it. So, yes. So I'm like, I had to look it up. I had to look it up. Super Bowl 44, y'all. He's, like I said, he was with New Orleans Saints, drafted in the 4th round in 2006. I wasn't 19. 2006, drafted in the 4th round. New Orleans Saints. Actually played tackle in college, but came to the pros and became one of the perennial guards of his time. He spent some time. Spent some time with the Saints. Then he went to Seattle, and then went back to the Saints. Then finished up with Green Bay. Out of Bloomsburg College, right here in Pennsylvania, y'all. This is a good brother. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me on the show, Dr. Fryar. I'm going to let your guys know at Core Champion, I'm going to go get that push-up bar. My clients is really going to like it, especially my old lineman guys.
Okay, all right. That's what we're talking about. Make sure you use the code Irving. IRVING. Use the code Irving. You're right from this area, man, and you're back in this area. Bloomsburg College. You went to high school in Pennsylvania, Philly, actually, and small college. And you didn't play football. You're an all-pro guy. You're probably going to be on the ballot if you haven't been already for the Hall of Fame. But we have something in common, not just the fraternity, not just football, but you didn't start playing football until you got to high school.
Correct.
Yeah. Can I ask why? Yeah. I mean, obviously you were a big cat, so you're bigger than everybody else. Why didn't you play football till high school? And then why did you start playing in high school?
Yeah, it was like you said, I was a bigger guy, and here in Philadelphia, the pound, your pound and your age have to be the same, in the group of the rest of the children. So I was always bigger, so I would have to play with the older children there, and moms wasn't having that. So and we had some good, little league teams. Logan Cowboys was right there next door to me, and then the Nicetown Steelers was right there growing up in Nicetown. So. But, I didn't put on the pads until 9th grade, but I always played at the park, in Logan and with guys on the block, pole to pole, played tackle on concrete in the grass. However I could play, I was playing.
Wow, that's crazy, man, because that's how I learned how to play football. I didn't play until high school because mama said no. Mama's watching right now. My mother wasn't having it. But when I got old enough, and was in high school, I guess she gave up the ghost and let me play football. I was a baseball player. I played baseball from the time I was 7, but I learned how to play football just like you in the streets, man. Concrete, playing tackle, getting jacked up, all that kind of stuff. Y'all, let me read some of these stats for you. I kind of skipped over them a little bit at the beginning. 5-time first-team All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, NFL's 2010 All-Decade Team. Yeah. two-time Madden Most Valuable Protector Award. I've never heard of that before. I've
gotta
heard
bring
of the
that
All
back,
Madden
man.
team. Yeah, I've heard the All Madden team, but not All Protector Award. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And he's in the Saints, New Orleans Saints Hall of Fame. That's just awesome, man. You didn't play ball until you got to high school, but I mean, I'm gonna skip over the college stuff right now and go straight to the pros. But you eventually signed a contract in the NFL and became, at that time, the highest paid lineman in the NFL at that particular time. How did that? Because that was a lot of money, man. Y'all started making money. I retired in 2000.
Yeah.
Y'all were making, like, let me give you an example. Who is it? Kaiser White. Kaiser White that the Eagles signed. He signed a 1-year deal and it's $5 million. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So my whole 4-year contract, not even that, was less than his 1-year deal. Now you guys are making tens of millions of dollars. What did that do for you? Okay, what did that do for you and your family? And how in the world did you manage to keep yourself grounded? You know, because for some of us, like that was me. Back when I was young, no, I'm serious. I'm just being honest. If that was me when I was younger, I don't come from a real stable environment. I don't come from a place where I had anybody was mentoring me. Man, that would have been like throwing gas on a fire for me. It would have been dangerous for me. That young, making that much money. What did that do for you and your family, and how did you manage to stay grounded?
Yeah, man. And this is why, it's important for the athletes that are currently playing to make sure that we fight for things for guys like you that played before us, because that money wasn't that big back then. And even now, saying that the money is even greater now since I just been out for 5 years. And when that new TV contract happens in these couple of years, it's going to be even greater. So we say bigger, faster, stronger is in the athletes, but also paid more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was the last 7-year contract in the NFL for offensive linemen. There won't be another lineman to sign a 7-year deal. And that was one reason why the money was what it was, because I signed a long-year contract deal. And I had my woes leading up to year 5 of that contract, where I made some, bad decisions, lend people money, they don't pay you back, all that, whatever. We all go through that, right? Mismanaging money. Right. And I kind of learned that. And but
it's hard to mismanage all of that though. You got you got some back in my day, and I'm gonna let you continue your thought. But back in my day, you didn't have much wiggle room, and that's why a lot of us end up struggling later on, because we were doing the same thing. We make some bad investments. We have people who dog us, who mistreat us, who take advantage of us, and there wasn't that much wiggle room. But now there's a little more wiggle room. You can make a few mistakes and still be okay.
There is. And, I just learned from those earlier mistakes before I signed my big deal, and then just start making better decisions. Mm-hmm. Now, and for me, I had a, good family around me, good friends, but just like you, I have friends that say, listen, they couldn't pay me that money. I couldn't get that money. They know who to give it to. They gave it to the right person. But, you just have to, try to put the right people around you and take the right advice. And I always tried to use the NFL programs that they had. I got my MBA at UM. I went to the restaurant boot camp at the Ross Business School in Michigan. Just use those different things and make sure I, listen to people in that space. Like, I was a sole owner with Philadelphia Soul, Marcus Colston, and those guys, and Jaws and Kaz. And,
nice.
And Craig and those guys. And, I still run business ideas through those guys, and if it's a good idea or not. So just build those relationships, networking, and understanding that not everybody has your best interests at heart. People are just looking out for themselves at times, but there are some good people out there that don't mind sharing their resources, and ultimately just making sure that you do your own due diligence,
right?
And look things up and get backgrounds on different things.
You know what? You're exactly right in terms of doing your due diligence, because I ended up in some trouble because I didn't do my due diligence on this cat. And he was a frat brother too, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a frat brother. Listen, my wife, Serena, says Nice town in the house? What does
That's
that
right.
mean? Nice town. What's nice? My wife's from Philly, bro. So,
Yeah, man.
and she's a Dallas fan, so I got to deal with all this. Yeah, I got
Oh,
to deal with all this, man. It's blasphemy in my home.
gracious.
Christmas Eve is not going to be fun.
Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. Well, she didn't,
Yeah,
she's from the town. She grew up same
yeah.
class I was in, and she's from the town next to the town I grew up in. But she didn't know who I was, and she didn't know who I was playing ball because I wasn't a Dallas Cowboy.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I married her before I knew it. I didn't know. I'm just kidding. I know it before I married. Brian
No
King,
doubt, no doubt.
our boy Brian King is watching right now too. He says,
Yeah,
"What's
yeah.
up?" Yeah,
Kid, what up, man?
yeah, Akil, I see you, man. AQ, I see you, bro. Mayman Bay Vanetta, I see you too. If you all have any questions for Jahri, please throw a Q up with a semicolon and then type your question in so my eyes will, be attracted to the Q, and I'll know, besides the fact that we're Qs, and I'll know that you're asking a question for my brother here. Serena said she's got a smiley face. Yeah, nice. What is Nice Town? So what is Nice
Yeah,
Town?
man. So nice town isn't a nice town, but
Oh,
as Chris and Neat for those guys. But yeah, I'm from 4500 block of Hick Street here in Philadelphia, between Cortland and Wingahocken. It's right off of Broad and Wingahocken, a couple blocks in. That's where I grew up, and yeah, I went to Triumph Baptist Church. Pastor James Hall is my pastor. I'll actually see him tonight over at the Sixers game.
nice.
The Sixers game tonight. So yeah, that's where I'm from. And the Logan Cowboys was right there at Stenton Park. So yeah, that's where I grew up in Nicetown. Yep.
Wow. Well, you brought it up. I wasn't going to bring it up now, but you brought up the church
Yes,
and your
sir.
pastor. You went to Frankfurt High School in Philly?
Frankfurt High School. That's
Frankfurt
where
High
the
School.
Philadelphia Eagles, Philadelphia Yellow Jackets started.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and you fractured. Watch this. You fractured your leg in a
Yes.
pickup your junior year in high school. You fractured your leg in a pickup basketball game that had to do with the church. Was it the
Yeah.
same church?
It was. So we did. It's funny. So we did like lock-ins at the YMCA on Broad and Master, right across from the old William Penn High School.
Uh-huh.
My dad and my grandmom actually lived right down the street. I went to J Zoo, right, off of Broad and Girard, right in front of St. Joe's Prep before going into the fourth grade and entering the public, school system. So we had a lock-in game at Broad and Master right there. I was lifting my legs in the gym. And I played basketball afterwards, and I just landed wrong. And I had a hairline fracture right below my patella. I had a dislocated kneecap and a fracture, 3 pins in the screw, 2 surgeries, took it out, missed my whole senior season. So
Yeah, you missed your senior season, the whole senior season,
whole senior season.
and
Guys
then
were
you're,
mad. Teammates were pissed. See, year before we were 10-1.
yeah.
There were 4 undefeated teams in the city. Us, Bach, Northeast, and Washington. And us, Bach, Germantown, I think, in Washington. And we lost to Bach in the semifinals. But that next year the next year I didn't play, and we lost to George Washington twice. One during the regular season and one in the championship game. But I know if I'd have played, we'd have been, we'd have brought home.
You guys would have wrapped it up, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's always interesting to me because at that time you're talking your senior year in high school. So you're 17, 18, for some cats 19, but I'm sure you were 17 or 18 years old. And that's really a pivotal time for us as human beings, not just men, but for women as well. And you fracture your leg, you miss your senior year. I don't know if your plan was to go to college and play football or not, or play sports, but now your senior year, you're not just playing football, you're not playing anything, you're not doing anything. And your football coach was able to assist you to get you into Bloomsburg.
That's right.
You probably would have gone to a major Division I school had you not broken your leg or fractured your leg. Mm-hmm. And now he can't get you in necessarily on a football scholarship or a sports scholarship, but you get in with an academic scholarship, man. Where did that moxie come from you in terms of your ability and your focus in the classroom to be able to get a scholarship at a university academically?
Yeah, man. So, it was, Frankfurt High School. The way it's set up is they had different schools inside the school. So I was science, engineering, and computers. So, my senior year, I was on the robotics team. They took us to,
Wait a minute, man.
yeah,
Science, engineering, robotics.
yeah, man. We built a robot my senior year. I was captain of the robot.
What made you interested in that?
It was something new my senior year, and other schools in the city were doing it. This is before the robotics wars, like they have on TV, the robots fighting and stuff. I'm
Right.
pretty sure that came from this concept, and high schools across the city were competing, building robots to perform a task, and the championship was in Disney World in Orlando, and Frankfurt High School did it. We used a motherboard from a previous school who was competing. They helped us out with that, and then we built a robot around that motherboard throughout the school year and was able to compete in Disney World. It was like 15 of us, and the school paid for us to go down there. We competed. It's a great experience, and we did well. So
Wow.
and then, yeah, my senior year, I was hurt. I was on crutches, but I got straight A's. I graduated 10th in the class. National Honor Society had a couple of advanced placement classes my senior year, and that's what got me the Board of Governors scholarship to Bloomsburg. But Coach Molyneux and Coach Bill Clausen and Coach Capriati, they always said whatever universities come in, they'll let me see them.
Hmm.
And my junior year, I had size, 13, 14 shoe boxes filled in D1 letters. They were all waiting to come back my senior year. So I sent back those pamphlets with my injury and everything, and just everybody wanted me to walk on, and I needed scholarship money. So I just took the 4 year scholarship. Temple did offer me a full ride academically. I did not take that. And then Dell State did as well. But Bloomsburg was coming off a national championship birth game in 2000, and I saw that people were on their radar, and they had my major, exercise science major, and they were winning. And Coach Hell is a great coach. He's actually on the ballot for the NCAA Hall of Fame. So he was a great coach, and I decided to go to Blue.
Wow, that's just an awesome story. The closest I ever came to anything like building a robot and
Yeah,
competing. The closest I ever came to anything like that was I was a Boy Scout and we built a sled.
yeah,
We went and competed in the winter. They call it the Winter Olympics, where we had to put stuff on the sled and pull the sled through the woods. That's
there
the
you go.
closest. That's the closest thing I ever came to anything like that, bro. That was hard. Florence, what's going on? Wanda, good to see you. Anybody have any questions? Who else? Jared Colton. What's going on? He said two of the goats. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's my
he's a
guy.
goat. I'm not a goat. I'm just one of these cats. That's all. I don't
19
mind
years,
playing.
bro. 19 years, man.
Well,
Come
17.
on,
Thanks for the
man.
extra two. 17.
17? Okay,
17.
17.
Yeah.
That's. I wish I could have played 17.
Well, you was there 12. You got 12 in.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I probably left a few out there, but the business side of the league is just the business side of the league. But
You know,
the
and
night,
you know
yeah,
what? And there are going to be less, and you know this, they're going to be, it already is, there's going to be less athletes playing double digits in the league
yeah,
as the years go on. Because once they get, particularly the higher echelon athletes, the more, the more elite athletes in the league, once they get through their rookie contract and they sign that next contract, I mean, can you imagine what's going to happen here? Okay, Jalen Hurts, I always refer back to Philly. We're both here in this area. But
yep,
Jalen, when he signs his contract, he's going to sign, it's going to be a $50 million, $60 million contract.
yeah.
And it's
They'll be
going to be,
smart if they give him 10 years too, just like all the rest of these QBs. But we'll
right,
see.
but he's going to play half of it, maybe, three
Yeah.
quarters of it, maybe, and he'll be done.
If he loves the game, he can continue to play. Because right now, I was in Saints training camp doing the Bill Walsh internship,
Hmm.
and literally, right now you have 3 to 5 padded practices before that
Oh,
first
it's
preseason.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about that, man.
Like that should add years on these guys' careers, just health wise. It should, but
That's we look. You're from still a different era than me, my brother.
yeah,
We had 6 weeks of training camp, full pads, both practices. The
right,
morning practices were 3 hours. The afternoon practice was 2.5 hours, and we hit both six practices, 6 weeks of that mess.
yeah,
And I did that for most of my career, probably up until my last 4 years, maybe 5 years.
I was on the tail end of that. I did it my first 3 to 5 years, and then they kind of switched the
They
format.
started switching. Yeah, things started changing. Yeah, I mean, once one team started doing it out there in the West Coast, San Francisco was doing it. Bill Walsh was resting his players, and they saw the benefits of that. You know, in order to keep up, other teams had to do it. They had to keep the players fresh. Wanda, I see you. Bob Hilberg, I see you. Is that Jose? Nice. He says Nice Town is in the hood. That's Jose Arendelle. Do you know that name? Jose Arendelle? Is that no? Okay. He says Nice Town though is in the hood. Nice Town is in the hood. He's letting us know. My sister Hope is watching right now. All right. Klondike Derby champ in the Boy Scouts. Yeah, that was Klondike Derby. How'd you know, Bob? It was a Klondike Derby. That's right. That's what it was called. So listen, we talked about this before we got on, but you're a guard, offensive lineman. Everybody else, actually, you're one of the most important positions, one of the most important people on the field. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you know, the quarterback can't do what he's supposed to do. The running back will be ineffective. Receivers won't be able to get the ball. So you're one of the most important people at any time on the field, offensive lineman. But you're the least touted. You're the least honored. Like you said earlier, anytime your name is mentioned during the game, it's because of something bad. An offensive lineman. But they have stats for defensive backs, interceptions and tackles, stats for linebackers. You know, they measure linebackers, how many tackles they have, how many deflections they have, stats for defensive linemen, sacks and pressures and things like that. Stats for wide receivers, balls they caught, stats for quarterbacks, you know, balls they've thrown, you know, all that kind of stuff. Running backs, how many yards they gained. But they don't have stats like that for an offensive lineman. For an what did that ever bother you? I mean, because you were blocking for cats like Mark Ingram and Hightower and protecting Drew Brees. Right. Yeah, and they're getting all the glory, they're getting all the honor. And I was always wondered this about offensive linemen. How do they measure whether your effectiveness, whether you're good, whether you're a Pro Bowl guy? How do they measure that?
Yeah, you know, it's difficult, but we always looked at, you know, like I said, we share those stats with those guys. You know what I mean? Like, those are some of my rushing yards, and those are some of the passing yards, and for us in the passing system, how many sacks you let up, or what's your total offensive ranking? You know, as a total offense. But the Pro Bowls help, the All Pros help, but that also can be skewed based off if you play in a big media market versus a small media market. If your pro team is in that kind of market, or if you have more prime time games versus some other teams that get you more national recognition, but we always, you know, our teams in New Orleans, we always say, you know, as long as we win, everybody gets the glory from that. And that's what it's about. It's about winning. So at the end of the day, if you guys are winning games, you know, you will get recognized, you should get recognized. And hopefully, you know, your pay is compensated about that when it comes contract time. But we know that the Pro Bowls are important, the All Pros are important. My thing is like, I don't understand how the Pro Bowl is more valued than the All Pro now. It's like, how can you go to an All Pro and not be in the Pro Bowl? That makes no sense to me.
Right.
You know, but yeah, so I always just say those stats, and then your availability, how many games you started, you know, on the field and played, and those things. So
so what do you know what they use, what they use to measure as to whether or not you become a Pro Bowler? As an offensive lineman, I'm asking. Right.
I don't know. I think it's like you get fan vote, you get coaches vote, players vote, and then media vote. And you need 2 out of the 3 you have to win 2 out of the 3 number-wise to be in the Pro Bowl. But if you're in a bigger media market, you're going to get more fan votes.
Right.
So that's going to be out. So then you're just relying on the other 2. So
people would not necessarily know unless you're playing a game on television and the announcers are pointing you out. You're running somebody over. You're pulling downfield. You know, you're all over the place, and the announcers are saying your name. or, you're not giving up sacks. That, I guess that's one of the other ones where they're able to determine whether you're being an effective offensive lineman or not, whether someone got around you and was able to get a hit or pressure or sack on the quarterback. Other than that, it's pretty simple. That's crazy, man.
That's why like Madden and Baldy are so important for guys like myself.
Right.
They highlight those positions. Like John Madden used to always talk about offensive line play. Brian Baldinger, he highlights that in his things that he do. And those people like that are important for guys like myself and in the trenches. Like even the defensive lineman has stats. They can get 1 sack a game.
Right.
All pro bowlers, but what about the other 60, 70 plays that they got stopped on? So, I mean,
that was you. Yeah, they got 1 sack, but we played 74 plays today, and we threw the ball 52 times. Guess what? 51 times he got smacked. That's deserved, because they don't get a lot of sacks. Even those who do go to the Pro Bowl because they get double-digit sacks. We got 16 games, 17 games now in the season. So you're playing an average of anywhere like 65 snaps offensively or defensively in a game. So you get 1 sack a game, or maybe a half a sack a game. That's not a whole lot. The offensive line's not giving up a whole lot, and they go to the Pro Bowl because of that. That's not That's people need to see that. Dickens. Pastor Keith Dickens, he is a frat brother as well. He says, Roo, RQQ. Yeah, he's in, actually, he just took over a new church down there, a big church, actually, that Martin Luther King used to be a part of years ago. Yeah, he took over that church a few months ago. He's a pastor, a friend of mine, part of our covenant, and he is a bruh. Okay, I got a question here. Let me put the comments up here. So I got a question from Wanda. Let me throw it up there. Wanda says, how many offensive linemen are in the Hall of Fame? Why are you asking that, Wanda? Well, let me say I can say this. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jahri. I think I think only 4 other linemen from the Saints were Pro Bowlers. Is that before you? Is that correct?
Yeah, I know Willie.
Willie Roth? Yeah, I remember Willie. Willie played when I played.
Yeah, Charles Bentley.
Yeah.
Charles, I think Charles went to the Pro Bowl at like 2 different positions, like center and guard.
Okay.
I think maybe Stan Brock was probably a Pro Bowl player as well. And then my years when I played, it was me, Carl Nix, Stinchcomb, Teron Armstead, Ben Grubbs. We because of Drew Brees and what we did through the air. And,
okay, so you had several linemen from the Saints that year. You guys were like ranked number 3 that year, weren't you? In the league.
We were number 1 offense.
Number 1 that year. Okay.
Few times, man. Drew has 5,000 yard passing seasons. Like he has 5 of those. And
that's amazing to me. Sean Payton was actually kind of like an assistant to the assistant for quarterbacks when I was in Philly. And then he ended up going to the Giants, then down to the Saints, and becoming this big, he's kind of a knockoff of John Gruden. But that West Coast offense that he put Brees in, and Brees understood it. As long as you understand it and you know where the ball's supposed to go, Brees didn't have a big arm, but man, he knew how to get that ball out and to get it to the right person in the right place at the right time. And you guys were very unstoppable. That offense was awesome back then. So Wanda, to answer your question, every year the Pro Bowl, I don't even know if they're going to have the Pro Bowl anymore, because the last year when I saw the Pro Bowl was touch football, and I was just upset. It was ridiculous. Did you see that last year?
I did. They won't have a game this year. I think they're just doing it.
Yeah, they're going to do like contests or events between athletes. Yeah, because that didn't make sense. The first play, I thought the whistle blew. And then it didn't blow. They're just playing touch. I'm like, practice is rougher than this. So Wanda, every year in the Pro Bowl, you have a guard, a starting tackle, a starting guard, another starting tackle, starting center. That starts in the Pro Bowl on offense and defense. So you have a bunch of linemen every year who make the Pro Bowl. So we probably could not tell you what that number is because
So
there's
you
a
have
lot.
three linemen. So you have three linemen at the guard position. You'll have three guards that make the Pro Bowl. But see, it got a little funky because then more like one year they had three left tackles make the Pro Bowl. No right tackles,
No,
right? So they put my guy Jermon Bushrod on the right hand side. And Bushy played left tackle in the role. And so it's me, Bushrod, and Drew Brees in this Pro Bowl. And Bush is on the right hand side. He doesn't play right tackle. And he got Von Miller and all these.
Oh no.
So I'm like, Bush, I got your inside. Don't worry about it. We're gonna make him go around the hump. Every time they try to spin inside or do something crazy, I was right there, bang.
Right.
Von
Double
was like,
team. You got a double team Von.
like, bro, what you don't like it? Like, dog, my guy plays left tackle. He don't play right tackle.
Have Von taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
We got another question. I think I know the answer to this, but this is Richard. Richard says, is it true that QBs treat the O-line good by buying you guys jewelry, sneakers, and take you guys out to dinner, etc.? You answer it. No, you answer it. I'm going to give you the screen. Go ahead. You answer that.
Yeah, so Drew Brees, took care of his O-line. We always did offensive line dinner every Thursday, and Drew didn't pay for all of them, but he always came to our O-line dinners. But at the end of the year, him and his wife, Brittany, always make sure, gave us nice gifts. I mean, Panerai watches, 2 first-class tickets, flights to wherever we wanted to go. Training camp one time, he took us to the Del Mar racetrack on a private jet, when we were in California. So Drew is one of the, great QBs that make sure that he take care of his guys for sure.
Look, he better make sure he take care of you. He got his back turned, particularly that left side. He got his back turned. He got to look. I need y'all to be doing your job over there. Get brother killed. Listen, I got a couple more questions. It's quarter till, and I really do appreciate you, bro, being on here. And I want to let everybody know. And I say this to most of my guests, particularly those who are former players. Sometimes I get people who try to big time me. Mm-hmm. So there'll be current players that I may have played with, and I'll try to contact them. They blow me off, or they say, no, I don't have time, and that kind of stuff. I'm like, come on, for real? Really? Yeah. For real? You're going to try to big time me like that? And I get a little ticked off because I'm that kind of guy. I got a bad temper. I keep it under wraps, but I do have a temper. Mm-hmm. But listen, Jahri, from the time we met, I just want to let everybody know, Brother Jahri, from the time we met, this is a humble brother. This is he's a soft-spoken brother, and he's a people person. He does for people, and he loves people. That's just, I don't know if that's how you are, but that's what I get from you, bro. And I appreciate you, taking the time. When I texted him and asked him to be on the show, he was like, yep, no problem. And here we are. We try to keep it real here at the Fireplace. Our slogan is the Fireplace where the conversations are fire. I talked to you about this a little bit earlier, but I want you to let the people know about this because we're here up in New Jersey, or at least I am. We have people who are watching around the country right now. Richard is down in Texas. I think Wanda is somewhere in North Carolina. I believe Wanda's in North Carolina. I think Wanda's in North Carolina. I believe Bob is up in New England somewhere. Florence is all the way in the state of Washington right now. So we have people across the country. My wife, Serena, is in the other room. Maven Bay, I'm not sure where he is, if he's in New Jersey or not. B. King is here. Mom is here. But you were drafted in 2004, 4th round, go down to the New Orleans Saints.
2006.
2006, I'm sorry, 2006. Yeah. The year before that, 2005, was Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
And I know that things were not back in order when you got there. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like coming from up here? You were up here at the time in Pennsylvania, Philly. And now you go down to New Orleans and things are not right because of the hurricane. Can you talk about what you saw, how you felt, what it was taking for people, for New Orleans, that city, to get themselves back on their feet?
Yeah, man. Growing up, New Orleans wasn't really on my radar, or the Saints, but when I got drafted, I drove actually from Philadelphia to New Orleans, um, and it was basically nobody there. The water level was still pretty high. I remember driving on this kind of makeshift bridge, and the water was like right there. Like it was the water was still high. Trees were down, homes were damaged. Even in the downtown area, you can see how high the water level was on some of the buildings. And yeah, in that year we were in Jackson, Mississippi at Millsaps University for training camp for like 6, 7 weeks. We were the longest team in the NFL for in training camp. I actually played my first game at JSU Stadium against
Wow.
the Indianapolis Colts.
Wow.
Because the stadium wasn't ready yet. We all did. So yeah, just to have the season that we had that year, going to the NFC Championship in 2006, the free agents that came there, the coaches that came there, Coach Payton and the staff. I mean, they did an awesome job understanding the conditions and the struggles that our fan base was going to have, and in New Orleans and in that region, that Gulf Coast region. And all we wanted to do was make sure that we put the best product on the field that we could, make sure we gave them a winning season, winning games, and put our best foot out there, because they really depend on the Saints down there.
Right.
It's the only sports teams down there. The basketball team was like displaced as well. Throughout the years, they talked about if they should bring the basketball team back, or if it should move. And that's when Mr. Benson bought the basketball team. So, and you have just the basketball team and the football team down there. Our fans are great down there. They wait for us every Sunday, every day we play. Man, it's an awesome fan base. It's a region of fans, but they do live in a hurricane zone, in a national disaster zone.
Right.
My first year down there, I worked with Habitat for Humanity up in Bloomsburg, and different things. So my first year down there, one of my guys, one of my good friends, he drove an RV down with about 20 people from Bloomsburg University. We rebuilt the house at Habitat, with Habitat for Humanity.
Hmm.
He was a contractor, so we rebuilt this house down there, and it was awesome. And then I've always worked with United Way down there. I worked with Wounded Warrior Program, Habitat for Humanity. Through my years down there, I helped build 7, 10 homes down there for families that have lost their houses, and so have other guys. The New Orleans Saints players, they work deeply and closely with the community, and it's a great fan base, and the Superdome is always rocking.
Wow. That's awesome. See, I told y'all may have missed that right just then. I told you he's a good brother because he said, here's what you said. I helped to build, 10 houses while I was down there to help people who were displaced, and so did other guys. See,
Yeah.
he could have just said him and left it there. See, I told you he's a good brother. That's a good brother. Okay. That's a good no. People miss that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. People miss
Right.
that kind of stuff, and those are the kinds of things that help people understand that person's character, who they really are. If you catch things like that, it really opens your eyes to what's really going on. You established, and here's another thing, not just helping people who are displaced, but you established a scholarship at Bloomsburg College, where you went, for out-of-state minority students enrolled in the Master of Science program in the clinical training program.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. No,
Yeah.
you say it, because I didn't establish nothing like that in Nebraska.
No, I hear you. Yeah, so my foundation, I did a free football camp in the city of Philadelphia for my whole NFL career, and my foundation, what we did is we would do 2 scholarships for students exiting, senior year of high school, entering their first semester of college,
Hmm.
and later my academic advisor at Bloomsburg, Dr. Joe Hazard, he was head of the exercise science program, and we came up with a scholarship for grad students, out of state grad students
Hmm.
entering the exercise science program. And then Bloomsburg came to me about doing an endowment scholarship, a Jahri Evans endowment scholarship, and we have about 10 to 15 students every year that the Jahri Evans endowment scholarship, is awarded to. Some are athletes, some are non-athletes,
Right.
um, and then that those funds and that endowment scholarship will continue to go on forever. So we will always have that scholarship in the Jahri Evans, endowment fund name, and I get the letters and the information of the students that receive those scholarships. So that's awesome, and education is huge. And I tell the football players, is nobody's going to the pros out of high school. So if your goal is to be a professional football player, you still have to go to college. You still have to have ongoing education. So why not put your best foot forward and understand that nobody's going to take that education from you, and hopefully you become an NFL player. But there's other ways to be part of professional sports teams. You can be the team doctors. You can be the equipment manager. You can be any one of those jobs or positions in the building.
That's awesome. That is awesome, bro. So Richard wanted me to make sure. He said, make sure you let Jahri know that we, your Fryar Place audience, appreciates him coming out today. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Jahri.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Richard, but we ain't done yet. Are you going? You must be leaving or something. Kenneth Moore. Got another bro on, Kenneth Moore. He says, Root. Yep. Vanetta, I see you. I see you, Vanetta. So here's my last question, bro. The restaurant.
Yes.
The venue. Everybody who's listening right now, who's in this area, the tri-state area, whether it's Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area, New Jersey, Delaware, tri-state area, Jahri has a restaurant, and I've been to it, and y'all, it is the bomb diggity. It's called The Venue. It's right just a block away from the stadium, from Eagle Stadium, from the baseball stadium, from Live Casino. It's a great place. Bro, you got it going on. They got a rice bowl that's out of this freaking world. Talk to us about the venue. Tell people how they can find the venue. Holla at us, bro.
Yeah, man. So venue is right there at 13th and Packer Avenue, right off of Broad Street, and it's just right down the street from Live Casino, next to the Phillies parking lot, and we're on social media. I mean, IG venue Philly, and yeah, man, we're a restaurant, bar, lounge. We do events. We got a big brunch event coming up January 1st, yeah, man, it's just a great space, man. People rent out the space for birthday parties, bridal showers. We had a 5-piece band in there before, a drummer just with his drum set, drum and violinist. I think it was School of Performing Arts had like a reunion here. They had a violinist. So it's a nice event space, and we aim to put out good hot food and cold drinks.
Listen. I'm 60 now. I just turned 60 in September. Next year, 61, I'm having my birthday party there. I'm having a birthday party. Y'all need to get down there because it's an awesome place. You don't have to worry about parking. Park across the street. I mean, it's awesome. When I think about Philly, I think about congestion. So I don't go to Philly to try to really go anywhere. I mean, even if you're going to the game, there's a lot of people going to the same place. So I get frustrated with that. When I go to do my show before the game and all that kind of stuff, I go hours ahead of time, so I don't have to worry. And I leave early, so I don't have to worry about traffic. But he has parking across the street. It's strictly his parking. You don't have to worry about it. It's an awesome location. Y'all got to check it out. If you're in this area, check out the venue. It is awesome. It is awesome. Let me see. Where can people find you now? I know you're doing the show, All Pro Philly show on Monday nights.
That's right. Yeah, we're on Fox Sports The Gambler every Monday night from 6 to 7. All Pro Philly show. Gerald Colton and myself, and on my Instagram it's just Jahri Evans, and Facebook Jahri Evans, and Twitter Jahri Evans. So those are my platforms. I also have a 24-hour gym in the Bucks County Technology Park, All Fitness, and training some of my athletes there, and some of my personal clients, and yeah, man, just in the area doing those things and a few other things.
Okay, you say personal clients. What exactly does that entail?
Performance training. I have some football guys, some non-football guys.
Okay.
We also a Silver Slippers approved, so we have some older people that come into our gym.
Look, I'm an older person. Yeah. Can I come to your gym? I'm an old. I fit that category. I'm an older guy.
Yeah, man. He said I'm an older guy.
I'm an older guy.
Not what I see using that push-up bar thing. I like that. That's kind of what we do. We do a lot of Bosu ball work, and my co-owners, Julius and James, they're all master certified. So, and Julius, man, he has hockey guys, he has soccer. There's
Wow.
one young lady, she's on like Jamaican national team in soccer. He figure skater at University of Toronto. I mean, like, my guys have been doing this for a long time, so they have some really good athletes out there and personal
Nice.
as well.
Nice. So before I let you go, man, and I do appreciate you being on with us today. You got a lot going on. You've again, you've had challenges. You've had your challenges, and like you said, you made some mistakes, and you've been able to bounce back or at least overcome those mistakes. But you seem to be, for me, a young man who's wise beyond his years. I picked that up about you when I first met you. What is your message to people? What would you want? What do you want people to know? I know you interact with people all the time. Like you said, you may be training people. You got your businesses. You got your scholarships. You were even part of the Arena League at one point, the Philly Soul.
Right.
I mean, that went under, but you were involved in that when it was in existence. What is your message? What do you want people to know? Not just about you, but what do you want people to know with regards to your experience and the cultivation of what you know, and what you've learned, and how you can transfer that to other people?
Yeah, build positive relationships with people. Know how to communicate. Communication is key, and then also make sure you always do your own research. I think it's becoming super hard to do research nowadays, and research is a talent. My wife says it all the time, like research is a talent. It's hard to research because there's so much misinformation, especially on the internet, especially on a lot of these platforms. But understanding people's objectives and goals with the information that they put out is key as well. So make sure you do your own diligence and your research, and don't be afraid to reach out for help. If you're not familiar with the space, no matter what it is, don't try to be an all pro at that space. Go out and reach out for help, and become, and learn about the space. Nobody's great at everything.
Right.
You don't have to be great at everything, but make sure you do your own research, educate yourself, always look to be better each and every day, and look forward and stay positive.
That's a good word, bro. That's a good word. Maimon Bay, Maimon Bay said, "This frat bro right here. I got an AARP card." I guess he's referring to the gym.
Yeah, silver slippers.
I don't know if the AARP card works. Jared Colton says this has been outstanding. Yes, it has been. It's a great guest today. Richard said, no, let me see. This was, Richard says, yes, Wanda. I guess Wanda made a statement. This is a young brother who is a great example of giving back. Yes, he is. Yes, sir. We appreciate you, bro. Listen, I'm not going to hold you any longer. It's been an hour. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you coming on. I will see you soon because my wife loves the restaurant. I got to get back over there. I was supposed to come back, and I didn't come back because I don't know. I just didn't feel like going over there. But we're coming, and we're coming soon because my wife loves the venue. It's a great place. Like I said, it's great parking right across the bridge, which is what I love about it too, man. Got to drive in the city, all them bad roads and stuff.
Stadium district right there.
Yeah. So my frat brother, my fraternal brother from the league, alumni, God bless you, my friend. And I appreciate you being with us today. Great conversation. I appreciate you. And God bless you, man. And we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Yes, sir.
Y'all, everybody give him a round of applause. See, my stream deck is not working. The applause was supposed to come up.
Happy holidays too, bro. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, you too, man. Stop being stressed.
Yeah, exactly.
There it is. There it is. I pressed that stream deck about 10 seconds ago. The applause just came up. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. All right. Team. I'll holler at you. All right, team. Yep. God bless. Rue. Yes, sir. That was a great talk. Great time. Jahri Evans. Pro Bowler, Super Bowl winner, fraternity brother. Most importantly, a great man, a great human being, a giver of himself, giver unto others. He cares about people. Uh-oh. I pushed it twice. I didn't push it that time, but my stream deck it was fine most of the time today, y'all, and for whatever reason, it just wanted to act up. I'm going to show you. Can I show you my stream deck? Let me see if this will work. Yeah, that's my stream deck right there. So I push all these buttons to make it go to different scenes, whether I'm putting something up on the screen or whether I'm trying to change to the next scene, whether it's me, the guest and myself, or just me and the guest, or the comments, or throwing comments up. So I push these buttons right here on the stream deck, and for whatever reason, they weren't working. See, this other one over here is supposed to be working, and it's not working. That's a stream deck as well. I have a small stream deck, and it's not working. So I push the button, and nothing's happening because Apple has made an update to their software, and now the stream deck is acting stupid. So it's just, look, this music. I pushed that button 5 seconds ago. Y'all saw me push that button. Stream Deck is acting up. Let me see if it'll work now. Okay, see, I pushed that button. I came back. Y'all don't forget we are on iHeartRadio. I'm about to get out of here because this is about making me crazy. We're on iHeartRadio. Push the button. Oh, it came up. Yeah, iHeartRadio. Download the iHeartRadio app. Search the Fireplace. You can hear us, listen to us on iHeartRadio. Please don't forget about. I don't want to go out. I'm just going to leave this alone. Don't forget about Press and Sew, PRSS, the letter N, SOW.com/TFP. That's the Fireplace. Go there. You can find merchandise, the Fireplace merchandise, anything that you purchase at Press and Sew. The proceeds will go to charity. Do go to charity. Please don't forget about the Core Bar. That was supposed to come up and it didn't come up as well. This doggone... Y'all don't get involved. Don't get involved in podcasts because it'll drive you nuts. There it is, CoreChampion.com. The Core Push-Up Bar. You saw the advertisement earlier. CoreChampion.com. Go there. Purchase your Core Push-Up Bar. And don't forget to use the code Irving. That's IRVING. Oh, it went off. Nice. All right, let me say hi to y'all. Jameson, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. Awesome husband, father, friend, and bro. Yes, he is, Jameson. God bless you. Brian King, B. King, I see you. Yes, it was a great show. Bob Hilberg, good to see you. Richard, thank you for your support every week. Mayman Bay, God bless you, my brother. Wanda, God bless you. I said Jared, I said Vanetta. Jerome Morris, good to see you. Sister Fryar, thank you for being with us today. Yes, she says she loves the venue. I know that's what she was saying yes to. Kenneth Moore, God bless you, bro. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for joining us. I said Bob Keith Dickens. I don't know if you're still watching. Darrell, Carolina. I don't know if you're still watching, but thank you both for joining us today at the Fryar Place where the conversations are fire. My baby sister Hope Wiley, Aunt Florence, all the way out in Washington. Vinny Capriati, God bless you. Jared Colton, I said your name. Jose Arendelle, I believe that's how you say your last name. Nice town. Yep. In the house, in the hood. It's in the hood. Vanetta, Mayman Bay. AQ, what's going on, AQ? Mom, I don't know if you're still watching or not. You said you were going to take a nap. You might be asleep by now. But if you are, good night. Listen, y'all, I'm out. Thanks for being with us today. Great guest. Yep. Jahri Evans, Pro Bowler, Super Bowl 44, New Orleans Saints guard. Great man. Go to the venue. Check it out here in Philadelphia. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place, same purpose to have a conversation. That's fire. Peace out, y'all. I appreciate you. God bless.